Hi everybody, thank you so much for coming to my channel, D versus Debt. This is D, and today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I was watching YouTube videos, binge watching budgeting videos, and I came across a tag that I thought was really fun. So I'm going to insert the picture of the video. It's by Virtual Access. And she did a set of questions about the budgeting community, and I thought, ooh, I want to do this. So she tagged a couple of people and she said, you know, if you wanted to do it yourself, to tag yourself. So I am definitely tagging myself. And I would like to tag all of you that watch this because I am nosy and I want to get to know you a little bit better. And so hopefully now with this video and this set of questions, you might get to know a little bit more about me, and that'll help us build our community. So here's my majestic little unicorn planner, and this is where I jotted down the questions as I was listening to her video and to her answering her questions. So she called it the budget community tag. And the first question is, what was your last large purchase and do you regret it? So the biggest purchase that I had most recently was my dog's surgery. That was over $2,000. Obviously, I'm not going to regret that because she needed it and everything came out great and she's healthy and happy. So there's just no way I'm going to regret that. The biggest purchase before that was the month prior to that, and that was $1,800, almost $1,900, I believe, in car repair bills. I definitely regret that. That was like a 1-2 punch to my wallet, and that could have been avoided if I had just done a better job of upkeeping my car with the maintenance and all of that stuff. So that was a huge blow and an avoidable blow. So yeah, I do regret that. All right, second question, what sinking fund are you most excited to fully fund and why? So I have two sets of sinking funds. The big ones I have in my bank account. So of the big ones, I was most excited to fully fund my college tuition one. I am a teacher, but this year I'm on sabbatical. So I saved up. I had a year to prepare for it. So I saved up what I needed for my tuition in order to cash flow my tuition. I did not want to take out student loans. And so I just kept putting money aside until I had enough to pay for my tuition for the year. So that's when I was most excited to fully fund and why. My little baby sinking funds that I show in my cash stuffing videos, the one I'm probably most excited, there's actually two. So one is a little sinking fund. It's my Christmas fund. I'm excited to fund it. I'm a third of the way there to have enough money to buy presents for my parents for Christmas. I've been opting out of Christmas the last few years because money has been tight. And so I haven't been giving presents to, like, I have a ton of nieces and a nephew and my brothers and sisters-in-law and all that. So I've been opting out of participating in gift exchanges with them, which is pretty heartbreaking. So I'm hoping if I do a good job with saving enough money this year to have enough to get my parents something nice, but then get everybody else a little present. I really wish, and I dropped this idea a couple of times, that we would do like a homemade gift exchange. I think that would be awesome. To me, homemade presents just are so much more valuable than presents that you buy. So, but hopefully for that little mini sinking fund, I'll have enough to get everybody something for Christmas this year. The other one that I'm excited about is the one that I've been using my bingo challenge for. So that one I was saving up to go to Vegas to help some friends, but now instead what I'm going to do is to try to open a little business account, like a whole separate account for my Etsy shop. I just launched that, and I'm hoping that if that, you know, fingers crossed, if that takes off, that I'll need a little business account, and that money would go to help fund that and get it off the ground. Question number 3, who has been the most influential YouTuber for you while on your budgeting journey? So in the beginning, when I started this, because I've been doing this for about 5-6 years, was Budget Girl. And so I really connected with her videos at the time because we were kind of on a similar path, you know, single ladies, working a job that doesn't pay much. For her, at the time, she was a journalist in a teeny tiny town. For me, I'm a teacher in a teeny tiny town, and so obviously teachers don't make much money. So we were in the same boat, kind of, and so I found her really relatable. Now, however, I haven't watched her videos in a while just because she's shifted gears. So now that she's debt-free, she's buying property and doing stuff that I'm not capable of doing and not really interested in, you know, buying properties and renting and all that stuff. So for now, I'm focusing more on the community itself. I would love listening to everybody's journeys because everybody's so different and everybody's inspirational in a different way. So even people with like 10 subscribers, I draw inspiration from, and people with like 20,000 subscribers I get inspired by as well. So for right now, everybody's influential. I love listening to everybody's stories and watching everybody make progress and meet their goals and all of that. Question number 4, what is one item you always splurge on no matter what? For me, it is food. I'm like a dog. I'm very food driven, very food motivated, and I reward myself with food. Like, who's a good girl? Oh, you're a good girl. So I reward myself with food, and it's probably not the best idea, but that's how I roll. So if I were to go all out and splurge, it would be on a fancy meal or on a good meal. The other thing I splurge on, I guess, technically is vitamins and supplements. It's important to watch your health. This past couple of years has brought that to light for a lot of us. But then I also do have certain health factors to watch out for. So I do splurge on fancy vitamins and probiotics and things like that. So those are my splurge items. Number 5, if you have a partner, are you on the same page with your budgeting goals? I don't have a partner, so I've been doing this all by myself. And if I were to find a partner, it would be important to me for us to be somewhere on the same page. I wouldn't want to be somebody who's the opposite and is like going crazy and blowing money and owes money to everybody and everything. That's something definitely that will come into play when it comes to picking a partner. Number 6, if you were given $1,000 cash right now, how would you budget it and why? For me right now, like if right now the second somebody handed me $1,000, I would open up a Roth IRA. So I'm sad to say that I don't have one. I've never had one, and that's pretty horrifying. I need to get on the ball when it comes to that. So I would definitely use that like immediately to open up my Roth IRA and to, you know, start putting towards it for my retirement. So when I'm a little old lady, you know, I'll have something to live off of. Number 7, if you have children, how do you handle talking about money with your kids? I have children with 4 legs and fur, so let me show you a picture. So when I try to talk to them about money, they don't quite understand. And I don't get a child tax credit, unfortunately, so they're just a bunch of little freeloaders. So yeah, that's something that just we don't talk about. Number 8, how has budgeting changed your life? It turned it around. In the beginning, when I started my debt-free journey, I'd gotten divorced and I owed over $100,000 in debt. I was in the triple digits and it was absolutely terrifying. I owed a mortgage, I owed a car, I owed credit card payments. I was just in a pickle. And so once I started my debt-free journey, I realized I have control, because in the beginning I was like, I'm never going to be able to pay this off. Oh my gosh. And then I realized, wow, look at me go. Okay, all right, I'm doing it. And at this point now, I have paid off over $60,000 of it. So I've paid off like 2/3 of what I owed. So very proud of that. And I realized I do have control and I can get myself out of that pickle and turn things around completely. So that's all thanks to budgeting. Number 9, what is your biggest financial goal of 2021? In the beginning of 2021, it was to cash flow my tuition for the year while I went back to school. So that's done. That's taken care of. I've now started a different goal, even though we're just starting the last quarter of the year. It's to try to build a little business. So with the Etsy shop. I'm hoping to have that turn into something that I can, you know, make a little bit of income on every month, and that will come in handy. And then my other goal is I just started dabbling with investing as well. And so that's something I'm excited about, and I hope to get much better at, because my first month doing it actually was a little bit of a disaster, but I learned a lot from it. So I want to learn a lot more about investing and do a lot more of it. And the bonus question, I decided to throw this in there so that everybody can kind of share something different. So what is something that you struggle with when it comes to budgeting? For me, it is $50 bills. As dumb as that sounds, I avoid those things. Like, it makes it so confusing to count when I'm trying to count my cash. It totally throws me off. So I like easy bills, like 20s. 50s just totally mess me up. Also, $50 bills are just a pain to work with when it comes to going to the cash register to pay. You either feel like a criminal because the cashier is like checking to make sure it's not a counterfeit bill, and so then I just naturally feel guilty or nervous about that, even though I shouldn't. And then other cashiers will be like, no, we don't take anything over 20, blah, blah, blah. So I actually get anxiety about $50 bills. So that's just a weird, funny fact about something that I struggle with when it comes to budgeting. So I'd love to hear all of your answers. So please, I tagged myself, so I'm welcoming you to tag yourself. And if you do this video, please let me know, because I'd love to go watch and engage with you when it comes to the things that you had to share. So hopefully you learned a little bit more about me and about my journey. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you for my next video.